completely different races?
Not completely different. I see them
breaking up the phases like you.
Yeah. I mean, the 5K though, I see them completely different because the 5K can go quick. I mean, as we've seen in the women the past 2 years, it was 15:01 in Sacramento, I think, and 15:06 last year here, and so that's quick. Yeah. That's not a tempo run with the move at the end. It's so, you know, the guys' race will be a little bit more like a 1500 almost. That's why Garrett and Riley are running the 1500 guys are moving up because the 15 is like an 8, the 5K is like a 15 at the championship level. But for the women, it's a 5K, or that's how we're preparing for it. And so, yeah, for them, I want them a little bit more engaged right away. There's not really a shut-off phase. So, you know, like Katie and Gabe, like I tell them, you can't let a break happen because if it happens 8 laps out, you might get into trouble. And they need to be more conservative when covering moves. You think of like Julia Lucas when she made that massive move.
Oh yeah.
Because metabolically they're riding that, you know, that line that you could call it anaerobic, but just they're building up lactate a little bit more than a 10. A big move right there can be very costly. So, or Katie when she tripped last year and then she covered it really and she just blew up. You can't do that in a 5K. You got to be careful with how you're managing energy because for an elite athlete, metabolically, it's pretty close to 1500, which is scary to think about. It hurts like that. So women got to be a little more careful, a little bit more engaged from the front. The guys, it's probably going to be just a really nasty K. And so the training part is, mentally, I have them focus on it in training. We do a lot of ladders. We do a lot of workouts where that means they're starting longer intervals slower, shorter intervals faster. So Garrett and Riley do a lot of that, preparing to be able to run a certain speed. Usually we see like a guy about 25 low for the last 200. I think that's what Hill ran, 25.2. So that's what I'm getting those two guys ready for. It's like very like specific. We got to be able to run this for a 200.
Can we talk?